All right, after all this time, now less than 48 hours away from the first votes being cast in this caucus state of Iowa, and already, though not as nearly a frequent visitor to this state as some of the other candidates, including my next guest, Ted Cruz, Donald Trump has been reminding folks about the aforementioned Senator Cruz. Take a listen to this.
So what happened is all of a sudden people said, can you imagine Donald Trump said that that baby is not a U.S. citizen? Now, Ted Cruz may not be a U.S. citizen, right? But he's an anchor baby. No, he's an anchor baby. Ted Cruz is an anchor baby in Canada. But Canada doesn't accept anchor babies. They just waited a long time.
That was a bit of a cheap shot, Senator Cruz. What do you think of that?
Well, Neil, good morning. It's good to be with you.
Good morning.
Listen, Donald is clearly rattled. And, you know, when he does that, you know, it's interesting. A month ago, I was Donald's favorite person in the world. He was singing my praises. And then his poll numbers started falling. And every day I wake up and take a look at my iPhone to see what the latest insult is. You know what, Neil? I have no intention of responding in kind. I like Donald. I'm going to continue to sing his praises. I don't think the people of Iowa or the people of this country are interested in people throwing insults and mud at each other. I think what they're interested in is a positive, optimistic, conservative vision. I think what they're interested in is a real record as a proven conservative and as a consistent conservative. That's what I'm talking about on the campaign trail, and I'll tell you, Neil, it is resonating here in the state of Iowa powerfully. We're seeing conservatives coming together behind this campaign. I think that's why Donald is tossing the insults.
All right, you say you like him, but do you really? I mean, after that, and you guys have had some, you know, vicious tit-for-tats here. I mean, really?
Oh, listen, I understand why he's doing it. Donald doesn't want to debate the issues. He doesn't want to debate Obamacare because he supports expanding Obamacare and turning it into Hillary Care, turning it into Bernie Sanders socialized medicine. So he can't talk about the issues. He doesn't want to debate amnesty because even though people think he's tough on amnesty, he supports amnesty right now. He supports sending everyone back to their home countries, but then doing what's called a touchback and letting them back in as citizens immediately. And that, you know, establishment Republicans have been pushing Trump touchback for years. And so if you can't debate the issues, he doesn't want to debate cronyism because Donald supported President Obama's TARP bailout of the big Wall Street banks. Donald supported President Obama's stimulus plan. And if you can't debate the issues, the only thing you have left to do is toss insults. And so I understand why he's doing it. I don't take it personally. It's politics, but I don't think it's effective. I think the men and women of Iowa deserve more respect than just seeing people tossing nasty words at each other.
Do you have to win, Iowa, Senator? Do you think you have to win this state?
No, of course not. Listen, we are running a national campaign from day one. I think we're well positioned. We're going to do well in Iowa. I don't know who's going to win, but we're going to do well in this state. But we're well positioned in New Hampshire and South Carolina and Nevada. And we have an incredible national team all across the Super Tuesday states, the so-called SEC primary. You know, we just reported the most cash in the bank of any candidate on the Republican field, $19 million as the end of last year. We've got an army of grassroots volunteers. You know, we've got over 200,000 volunteers nationwide. Just here in the state of Iowa, we've got over 12,000 volunteers. And that is the strength of the campaign. It is the grassroots. It is courageous conservatives coming together. And, you know, even more exciting, we're seeing that old Reagan coalition come together. The breadth of our support really is breathtaking, where we've got conservatives and we've got evangelicals and we've got libertarians and we've got Reagan Democrats,
Senator, you've got
all coming together.
You've got a rabid bunch of a very good ground game, as they say in politics. The only reason why I mentioned the stuff about winning Iowa is you had told some supporters the other night that if Donald Trump were to somehow win Iowa and New Hampshire, he would be formidable. I'm paraphrasing here, that it almost seemed like you were saying game over.
Look, my view is we're going to compete hard. We are all in Iowa, but we're all in New Hampshire, we're all in South Carolina, and we're all in Nevada. I believe we will do well in the first 4 states. I don't know which states we'll win and which states we won't, but I think we'll do well in the first 4. And then I think Super Tuesday is poised to be an incredible night for our campaign. And the combination of that, listen, the Republican Party is not going to support a candidate who supports amnesty. we're not going to nominate a candidate who supports amnesty. A vote for Marco Rubio or a vote for Donald Trump is a vote for amnesty, and I don't think the Republican Party is going to do that. Instead, we want, I believe the American people want a consistent conservative. We're not going to nominate someone whose position is the same on amnesty as Hillary Clinton's, the way Marco's is. That's not what the Republicans want.
Well, and instead, not surprisingly, sir, they disagree. They disagree with that. But let me go on to, there's some news breaking here concerning these emails with Hillary Clinton, that the campaign is now trying to argue that she is not to blame if subordinates sent her classified information, and that this is just over this whole highly classified email controversy, some so classified that they can't even be released to indicate just how classified they are. The only reason why I mention it now is this issue continues to bedevil her campaign, and there's a distinct possibility that it really cost her the polls to the point she does not get the Democratic nomination. If you were to get the Republican nomination, would your strategy change facing potentially a Bernie Sanders and not Hillary Clinton?
Oh, sure, the strategy would be a little different against Bernie Sanders, but to be honest, not much. I mean, both Bernie and Hillary have the same basic policy positions. Bernie is a socialist, and he admits it. Hillary is a socialist, and she pretends she's not. I mean, you know, one of the funnier exchanges was watching the head of the Democratic National Committee, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, when she was asked to explain what's the difference between a socialist and a modern Democrat. And she couldn't explain it because Hillary has adopted the identical policy positions as Bernie Sanders. They are far out of the mainstream. They support full-on socialized medicine. For that matter, so does Donald Trump. They support amnesty for 12 million people here illegally. For that matter, so does Donald Trump and Marco Rubio. And they support ignoring and, in fact, not even admitting who it is we're fighting. Neither Hillary Clinton nor Bernie Sanders nor Barack Obama are willing even to say the words radical Islamic terrorism, much less be serious about defeating it. And I think their views are so out of the mainstream. They're just out of touch that the American people are ready for a change. And I'll tell you, Neil, as I travel the state of Iowa, at just about every event, I have people come up to me who say, I'm a Democrat, I voted for Barack Obama, and I'm with you now. This doesn't make any sense. This is crazy.
All right. Well, Senator, I know you have a crazy schedule, 15 stops, and maybe that's just the number's been updated all across this incredible state in the next 24 to 36 hours. Hang in there. Be strong, as they say, right? All of you guys, I keep saying, you must be taking a lot of vitamins. All right. Be well. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Neil. I tell you, I'm having tremendous fun, and I'm encouraged. On Monday, we will complete what's called the full Grassley, which is we will have been to all 99 counties in Iowa, and the energy and excitement. If conservatives show up Monday night, we're going to win.
Thank you. More after this.